Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to our Operation Hill 100 Hearts channel where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot mother freaking topics. Ladies and gentlemen, as per usual, please make sure you hit the thumbs up on this video. Make sure you do that because that's how you like the video and get me out in the algorithm and show my page some free support. So let's get into this new Dear Deidre letter. Dear Deidre, I'm in a bind, Nate. So back in 2018, I finally was blessed with my city job with NYCHA. I ain't gonna front, NYCHA is perfect for a single nigga, but I got my old lady that I've been with for years, so this journey has been fake taxing on our relationship. I fucked up my second year here and got caught up with a coworker, and my girl found out. That shit wasn't about nothing but some butt and back shots, but my old lady found out and she clipped me for a few. Upon reconciling, the deal was no more cheating and definitely no more cheating at work. It's safe to say I done fucked that up big time. Back in 2022, they transferred me to Dykeman. Fuck the peas. In that neighborhood, period, is so many fat asses, but I was doing good until spring 2023. A Dominican bitch moved in that is so fire. But what made this bitch so fire is that she was stuck up and she wasn't giving niggas no rhythm. So that was even better for me until I had to do some work in this bitch crib. It wasn't even that she was dressed sexy or anything, Deja, when I came. It's just that this bitch is mad pretty and mad nice. Them couple of days I worked in her crib, we built a rapport. We was just cool. In July of last year, it went down. That bitch is a spider because I got spun up in her web so quick, but I still had my old lady. To shorten shit up, DJ, this bitch pregnant and she found out about my girl. She's threatening to go to NYCHA if I don't tell my girl. I'm about to lose my girl and my gig. Come and save the day for your boy. Signed, I was at work and putting in work. All right. Let's see if I can run it. What my boy Breezy said. Let's see if I can help you, bro. Let's see if I could help you. I don't know. If I'm being very, very honest, I honestly don't know if I can help you. The only thing that I can and will say is that I will try. I will try. So let's see if we can run this from the top. You already had some infidelity in your relationship, right? After the infidelity, you guys agreed to reconcile, and upon reconciliation, you agreed not to have any more infidelity. And not only did you go and cheat again, but you cheated and made a baby. Oh, bro, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to help you. But I want to. I'm the heart healer. I want to help you. So let me get information. All right, let's run it from the top. Number one on the list, bro, you got to own all your shit. You got to own all your shit. As you guys know, Operation Hill 100 Heart Sessions really have more to do with the person that's writing the letter and the person that's participating in the session than it does the people that they are speaking about surrounding the situation. Now, bro, before we even get to telling your lady, to talking to this girl, to identifying if this is or isn't your baby, or if she is or isn't having the baby, and so on and so forth, we need to address some of your shit. We need to address some of your shit. Because I'm going to say it for your girl and for every woman on this planet. I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed on you because from the sounds of things, you know, from what you call it, your old lady, it sounds like, you know, your woman, she's a good woman and you love her and you want to keep her around. So if you have a good woman and you want to keep her around and she allows you to make a mistake already, then why would you go and make the same choice? Because we're not going to call it a mistake again. Why would you go and make the same choice and further, you know, the consequences? So this is not about your old lady. This ain't about the nice Dominican woman. This is not about Dykeman. This is not about NYCHA. This is about you, right? So we need to talk about what's going on. Because a lot of times people think, right, when people cheat, it's like, oh, you know, there must be something wrong with you, or you have mommy issues, or you've been betrayed, hurt. You know, all of those reasons are the things that people think are the only reasons that people cheat. I was having a conversation, and I always tell people the three things that are important to me in life is education, experience, and exposure. That's basically what I center my life around. Those three things: education, experience, and exposure. And a lot of times when I'm having this conversation with other people, people will argue which one of the E's is more important. And for me, I always say exposure. So people was like, you crazy. It can't be education. It has to be experience. For me, it's exposure. Because what I've learned about exposure is it can do two things to you. It can help you feel like you're in the experience, even if you're not. And it can also educate you on what you're being exposed to. So for me, it's exposure, right? I'm learning as I get older that there is different configurations of relationships. Now, granted, we all have what we think the perfect configuration should be and is, but in this life, there's no perfect way to do anything, right? There's pretty much how you see things and the way you see and view and experience things, wanting to carry those things out perfectly, right? What I'm learning as we get older is certain configurations of relationships are not normal to me, but that's just because what I was exposed to. So if you and I, bro, were sitting down in a Healing Heart session and having a one-on-one, I would have to ask you, what do you want? What do you see yourself having, and what can you commit to in a relationship? Right? Because if you're the type of person that's saying, listen, Deej, I'm a lover boy. I need me a bitch. I can't live without a bitch. I got to have a bitch living in my crib 25/8. I got to be in love. I got to come home to somebody, so on and so forth. Right? If you're saying that, then we have to run down. What are you willing to do to get that? What are you willing to do to keep that? And what are you willing to do to maintain that? Right? So let's just say that's the thing. Let's say you're the type of guy to say, listen, I was exposed to my pops having his old lady, but then being able to still have his little chicks on the side that, he able to dibble and dabble with, and the old lady didn't mind that. If that's what you were exposed to and that's what you want, then once again, we got to go to the square table. What are you going to do to get that? What are you going to do to maintain that? What are you going to do to keep that, right? Now, every configuration of relationship that any person would like to have, the other person has to be in agreement with it, right? Let me say that again. Whatever you decide that you want, you have to partner up with a person who wants the same things. So like case in point, if we're talking about you saying you're the type of man where I need to have a woman. I need to come home to a wifey. I need to come home to a home cooked meal. I need to sleep next to a woman every night. Then what do? You go pair up with a woman who wants the same things, and you guys work towards that, right? If you're saying, I'm a type of man that I want a woman, but I also want to be able to dibble dabble on the side and do what I need to do, then you need to pair up with a woman who will allow herself to be the main, and then other women who will allow themselves to be on the side. And everybody is in agreement with what's going on. Right? So the reason why I would be asking these things is because you're going to give yourself a headache, a heart attack, a stroke, and possibly a death sentence if you continue on with these behaviors. Because one thing I know about us women is we can get really, really trapped in our feelings, and sometimes our feelings can take us places we don't want to go. Right? It's not rational, but it happens. And you don't want to put yourself in a predicament where you are in a bind, like you're saying, with your lady and can't come up out of that or don't live past that, right? So I think for you, if we were sitting down to talk before we even got to how you want to tell your lady and what you want to figure out with the Dominican girl, we need to talk about what do you want? What do you want? Another thing about what you want, right, is number one on the list, you got to be sure. You got to be clear on what you want. After that, you have to have the discipline and the hard work and the mental capacity and the wherewithal to be able to go out and get that. Because that's another thing. Let me give another example. I was always a person that was hell-bent on having this whirlwind romance, right? Like TV romance, right? And people would be like, well, DJ, the day and age that we live in, that's not normal for you to have right now. I know you sitting around watching Grey's Anatomy, and I know that you sitting around watching old episodes of Dawson's Creek, right? So in your mind, that this whirlwind romance is it can happen right now, right? That's what people was telling me. They was doubting what I was saying I wanted. But for me, I never doubted it. I never doubted it. Now, granted, Sometimes I got frustrated trying to wait on it. Sometimes I got fed up trying to wait on it. Sometimes I got heartbroken trying to obtain it. But I never gave up on it because I knew that no matter what, I had to stay disciplined and keep my head down and keep fighting through and keep bypassing and cutting off and losing relationships in order to have what I genuinely wanted. And I'm saying that because when you know what you genuinely want, you cannot do everything to go against what you want and say that's what you want, unless either A, you don't have the discipline to get it, or B, you don't really want it. So if you are saying, listen, DJ, I got to be honest. I'm a type of guy that I don't need a lot of women. I just need one to go home to every night. Then you have to discipline yourself and keep your dick in your pants. Because you cannot say that you want one woman and go into an agreement with that one woman and she thinking that y'all on one page, and every time you look up, you're going outside cheating, because then that's going to lead her to believe you're lying. That's not what you want. Right? But in all fairness to you, if what you want is one lady to go home to and to be able to have friends on the side, then you have to say that and then do what? Be disciplined enough and work hard enough and be patient enough to get that. Right? But to say you want one thing and not work towards it is only going to lead people to believe that you're lying about what you want, or you don't have the discipline, the wherewithal, the mental capacity, or the patience as a man to be able to go get it. And either way, for a woman, that's a turn off. I'm being very honest, being very real with you. Whichever one it is, it's a turn off. It's a turn off for you to lie about what you want, and it's also a turn off for you to know what you want and not be able to go out and get it. So my dear, your sis, me and you would sit down and I would be like, yo, bro, what you want? And be honest, be honest. And I would love for me and you to sit down and have that conversation, because we are not romantically intertwined. So you would feel more comfortable sharing with me what you want, because you don't have to worry about my feelings and if I'm going to be upset with you because I'm not fucking you. Right? So me and you would sit down and have that conversation. What do you want? What do you want? And I would need you to be able to be solid and clear on what you want. So after you share with me, Deej, I want blah, 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 you got to tell me why. Then you got to tell me how. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you to BS me. And more importantly, I don't want you to BS yourself. This is your life, right? Right now, your life is hanging in the balance. Your livelihood. You know what I'm saying? Your home life. This is about to get ugly for you. So we need to be very clear on what's taking place, right? Okay, boom, now. Got a little too excited there, right? Spilled my water on me. Okay, so now after you and I have sat down and we have come to the conclusion that, Deej, this is what I want. This is what your boy need. This was going to make me happy. Then, my dear, you have to go honestly have that conversation with both women. And I know you looking at the camera, right, and at the TV, at the phone, whatever you're watching me on right now, like, DJ, do you hear your fucking self? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And you know why? Because that's the only way for anybody else to be able to move forward, is if honesty is presented. So you have to go and be honest about what you want, right? Now, once you're honest about what you want, you have to also ask this person if they know what they want and see if you can marry the two. So case in point, right? Let's just say you go to your lady and you say, I want to be with you. I love you. I don't want to be with anybody else. I made another mistake, but I don't want to be with anybody else. But I need to co-parent with this other woman for my child. So can I be with you and be able to actively co-parent with another woman for a child that we've made, right? If she says no, then you have to understand that the relationship is over. No harm, no foul. Because at that point, what you need, you can't be given. And also, you can't do what you need to do, which is take care of your motherfucking kid. Okay? Okay. So if she can't give you what you need, the relationship is over. And I know that's easier said than done. That's your old lady. Y'all probably got a ton of years together. Y'all probably got kids together. Y'all probably married and you probably love them more than your last breath. But if you're not transparent and honest throughout this whole situation, you're going to keep making the same mistakes and keep hurting this person and in turn hurting yourself. So you have to understand in those moments to share exactly what you need, and then you have to understand then you have to hear her out and see if she can give you those things, right? And vice versa, because now you have to ask her, what do you need? And if you cannot give her what she needs, again, these are not luxuries, these are necessities, my dear, the relationship is over. Unfortunately. You know, my prayer is what I always pray in every letter that comes across my desk that has anything to do with romantic relationships, especially when folks are sharing, I love this person, I want to be with this person. I always would love for it to work out perfectly and everybody to flow smoothly, and me to be sitting at you guys' wedding or vow renewal or whatever y'all have, right? But I'm also a very real person, and I also have to understand that won't and can't always happen. And it is what it is. It is what it is. So I tell you what, my dear, you need to come and get your healing heart session, and you need to know what you need, because now is the time for you to go and share that. And let me be clear with you, like I say to all my folks that write letters in or that participate in healing heart sessions, needs change very often. Needs change very often. You may very well need right now what the Dominican woman has, and she may need what you have. And you guys may end up together. And your old lady may exit stage left. Who knows? You know, needs change often. But for right now, you need to be clear on what you need in the moment. And then you need to be able to share that and also be able to reciprocate that in order for things to work out. And you have to do it for both ladies. Now, when you're doing it for both, remember you're deciding on what you're deciding on your needs from both these ladies. So case in point, you may say that I don't need to see this Dominican girl again because, you know, she was a part of the mistake that I made, and I'm trying to move forward with my old lady and yada 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 yada, right? So you may just need to co-parent and not have a relationship with her. Is she going to be okay with that? Will she be able to handle that? Do you know this girl well enough to know any of those things? Maybe you need to build a friendship with her because you're about to co-parent with her. Is that something that you can do? Is that something that she can do? Is that something that your old lady can handle? So there's a lot of factors here. There's a lot of feelings involved. And what's going to end up happening is the facts and the feelings sometimes are not going to be able to marry, and it's going to make for a very messy situation. My suggestion would be to come on over and get your Operation Heal 100 Heart session, because then in that session, I will be able to help you guys navigate the feelings and the facts and try my best to help them marry, and also be honest enough to let you guys know if they can't and what options you guys have, right? But I think that whoever is spearheading these conversations, which it looks like is going to be you because you're the person initiating them, because you're the person that fucked up, you need to be prepared for a lot of emotions. You need to be prepared for the blame game. You need to be prepared for a level of disrespect, because sometimes when people are hurt, they will say and do things that make you feel hurt as well, because they want to pay you back for the way you're making them feel. There's a lot of things to factor in. And more importantly, I think you need to realize that this is not only about you, it's about 3 people, right? And ideally, we would like for all 3 people to be happy, but I don't know if that's doable. We would at least like for all 3 people to feel satisfied and to be able to compromise. That's easier said than done, my dear. That is easier said than done. So while it may sound like the worst situation in the world, it doesn't have to be, but it also probably isn't the best. And I think that, my boy, you got a lot of work that you need to do as a man in order to move forward. Because number 1 on the list, and this is something that we will be addressing if we went further in your healing heart sessions after the whole love triangle situation, we would also be discussing your responsibilities, your maturity level. You know, this is where you work. This is where you work. You already jeopardized your job one time dealing with a coworker. So now you're going to jeopardize your job this time dealing with a person you're supposed to be servicing on a professional level. You have responsibilities. One of them is to go to work and earn your paycheck so you could be able to maintain your lifestyle. How can you do so if you keep putting that paycheck in jeopardy by doing things on the job? Do you not go anywhere else? Do you not meet any other people? Do you not have enough discipline not to do so? And if so, why not? So these are all conversations that will be coming up in your healing hearts journey, because at the end of the day, in order for you to have good relationships and sustain good relationships and build good relationships, you have to be good to and for self. And most times people are not. Most times people are not. I was having a conversation yesterday with a coworker about who I used to be before the healing journey. And one of the things that I saw was repetitive for me in the healing journey is that I always wanted people to know that I was a good person, right? So anytime something happened, it would be like, no, but I did my best. I gave my all. I just want you to know I'm a good person. When I had to realize that I don't have to tell anybody that. I just have to continue showing up with who I am. And if that's a good person, it will reflect. And if it's not, it just won't. But I think that sometimes when I was hurt and when I was angry, I wasn't a good person. So I didn't always do good things. And I knew that. So when I did do something good, I wanted it magnified so you could forget about all the bad things that I did. That's why I kept saying, no, I'm a good person. No, I do good things. No, look, I wasn't being mad. I wasn't being bad. I didn't do the wrong things. You did sometimes, but you want to now cover them up and mask them with the good that you're doing. How about you just stop doing it bad unless you're a bad person? And what I had to learn on my healing journey was that I'm not a bad person. I am an impulsive person, and I am a sensitive person. So when my feelings are hurt or something is done that I don't like, then I become a mean person. That's just a defense mechanism, Khadija. That's not who you are. And if you continue to become that mean person, then that's who you become. So going around trying to tell people that that's not me. No, I did good. That's null and void. Because your actions and your behaviors are showing something totally different. So we got work to do, bro. We have work to do. We have lessons to learn. And more importantly, let me just say this to you before we get to the girls, before we get to the job, before we get to the kids. You have self-work to do. You have self-work to do, because if no work is done on self, in 2, 3, 4 years down the line, even if you're not with either one of these young ladies, and even if you're not even at this job anymore, you will do something else to jeopardize yourself because you have not worked on that part of you that knows that that's not the right thing to do. You just bypassed it and moved on. No, we need to really, really do the work to work through it. Okay? So, I hope this helps some. I hope you come for your Healing Heart sessions. I hope everything works out in everybody's favor. And I hope that moving forward, you will be very, very invested in doing the self-work so you can not only be better to these women and a child that's on the way, but better to yourself. You don't deserve to be distressed by silly choices that you're making as a grown man. You need to do better. And I want to help you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that I was able to land a plane. I hope that this helped. I hope that moving forward, we can come to a place where we do so much self-work that you'll learn to make better choices and better decisions for your life. In the meantime, in between time, I'm here. Don't just write a letter. Come get a session. Let me help you. Alrighty, because this is only a snippet of what's going on. I like to see the full scope. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please don't hesitate to drop down in the comment section and let me know what you think about this feedback to the Dear Deidre letter. Please hit the thumbs up on this video so you can make sure you like it and get me out in the algorithm. In any event, if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. And all my old subscribers, thank you and I love you. Let's continue doing this healing work and enjoy your day.